Welcome back, everybody. We are continuing and completing our 3.4 notes today. Talking about standard form again. So our standard form was AX plus BY is equal to C, where A, B, and C are numbers, real numbers. X-intercepts. So if we have x-intercepts, that's where our graph crosses the x-axis. And a y-intercept is where the graph crosses the y-axis. To do that, we would plug in y for 0 to find x and plug in 0 for x to find y. It's opposites. Let's try a couple of those. So to find the x-intercept here, we want x, so we're plugging in 0 for y. 4 times 0 is 0. 3x plus 0, well, that's just 3x. We would finish getting x alone. This is 3 times x. The opposite of multiplying by x is dividing by x, or 3. And so we get our x-intercept of 4. So 4, 0 is the coordinates of our x-intercept. The y-intercept, we're going to plug 0 in for x because we want to find out what y is, so we need y in there. 3 times 0 is 0. Anything plus 0 is itself, so the 0 is essentially not there. Finish solving for y. The opposite of multiplying by 4 is dividing by 4, and we get y is equal to 3. So our y-intercept is 0, 3. Now when I graph these, we have 4, 0 here, 0, 3 here, and then connecting those dots, here is our graph of 3x plus 4y is equal to 12. Let's try example 6. Again, for our x-intercept, we're plugging in 0 for y. 2 times 0 is 0. That essentially is not there, and x is equal to 6. So our x-intercept is 6, 0. Our y-intercept, plugging in 0 for x this time. We want y to be in our equation because we're trying to find out what it is. This 0, again, anything plus 0 is itself, so we have 2y is equal to 6. The opposite of multiplying y by 2 is dividing y by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So our y-intercept is 0, 3. To graph this, I'm going to plot the 6, 0 here on my x-axis, my 0, 3 here on my y-axis. Connect those dots, and there's our graph. If you would pause the video and try 7 and 8 with finding the intercepts, plotting them, and getting your graph. All right. Our last example, real life problem. We have a banquet. We need to get enough tables for 180 people, and we have two sizes of tables, small tables that seat 6 and large tables that seat 10. We have the equation for that of 6x plus 10y is equal to 180. They want us to graph the equation, interpret the intercepts, and find some possible solutions in context of the problem. So let's start that. Sorry. All right, so we have the x-intercept first. 6x plus 10y, remember we make y 0, is equal to 180. 10 times 0 is 0. Anything plus 0 is itself. So we're left with 6 times x is equal to 180. The opposite of multiplying x by 6 is dividing by 6. And so we get x is equal to 30. Our x-intercept then is 30, 0. What does that mean? Well, that means we would have 30 small tables and no large tables. The y-intercept, we're plugging 0 in for x. 6 times 0 is 0. Anything plus 0 is itself. The opposite of 10 times y is dividing by 10. And then we find that y is equal to 18. So our y-intercept is 0, 18. That means we have no small tables because our x value is 0, and we have 18 large tables. Graphing this, I'm going to go by 2's. And this is the x-axis. So this is small tables. I'm going to go by 2 on the y. And our y-axis is large tables. I'm going to plot my y-intercept at 18, 0 and my x-intercept at 30, 0. Sorry about that, not quite a straight line there. And there's my line. Find 4 possible solutions within the context of this problem. Well, we know at our intercepts we have 0 small tables and 18 large tables. And our x-intercept, we have 30 small tables and 0 large tables. A couple other ones that we can find on our graph then would be 10 small tables and 12 large tables. We could find 20 small tables and 6 large. Now, those aren't the only ones. Those are just the ones that we can find on our graph. You can double check any of these values by plugging them into our original equation and making sure that they work. So to show you what I mean by that, let's say we wanted to check the 10 small and the 12 large. Remember, small is x and large is y. And they would have to equal 180 people. 6 times 10 is 60. 10 times 12 is 120. 60 plus 120 is 180. And so, yes, it does check out that we read our graph correctly, and that is a possible solution. Give number 10 a try. We will discuss that next class. You are doing a great job. I'm very proud of all of you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a good rest of your night.